Morning light filters through the trees, dancing across the glass walls of the zoo's gorilla enclosure. Visitors trickle in with their coffees, children bouncing excitedly at the railing. Usually Suki, the gentle giant, greets them with playful grunts and taps on the glass. But today, something is different. Suki sits alone in the far corner, massive shoulders hunched, dark eyes locked on something cradled against his chest. In his huge hands, he holds a small, battered teddy bear. Its fur is torn in places, one button eye missing, stuffing peeking from a ripped seam. At first the keepers smile, thinking it's simply a new toy keeping him entertained. Suki has always been curious and gentle with enrichment items. But as the hours pass, the smiles fade. Suki doesn't move from his corner. He doesn't come when called, doesn't react to favorite treats or the enticing squeaks of puzzle feeders. Instead, he rocks slowly, the bear pressed so tightly against his chest, it's as if he's guarding a fragile heartbeat. Anna, the head keeper, watches from outside the glass, her brow furrowed in concern. She calls softly, "Suki, come here, boy." Normally he would shuffle over immediately, excited for a scratch or a treat. Today he doesn't even flick an ear. A young visitor tugs at their mother's sleeve. Why is he so sad? The mother doesn't have an answer, only presses her hand gently to the glass, eyes shimmering with worry. Suki's troop gathers a few feet away, casting cautious glances his direction. They sense his grief, keeping their distance instead of challenging him or playing nearby. Suki remains unmoving, his dark eyes staring past the crowds, lost in a world no one else can enter. Anna tries again in the afternoon, this time with mango slices, his absolute favorite. She kneels close, calling his name softly, voice trembling. But Suki only turns further away, curling tighter around the tattered bear, as if shielding it from the world. Behind her, the other keepers exchange worried whispers. They've never seen him refuse food, never seen him shut himself off so completely. His strong, powerful presence now seems small, fragile even, as he rocks himself gently like a grieving parent soothing a ghost. The sun sinks low, casting long shadows across the enclosure. Visitors drift away, some wiping tears from their eyes, unable to shake the image of the gentle giant, clutching a broken toy, like it's the only thing holding his spirit together. Anna remains, her heart heavy. She presses her forehead against the glass, whispering, "What happened to you, Suki? What's in that bear that hurts so much?" As night settles in, Suki finally shifts, turning just enough to rest his cheek against the bear's torn head. He lets out a deep, shuddering breath. Not a roar, not a call, but a sound so heartbreakingly human, it sends a shiver down Anna's spine. In that moment, one thing becomes painfully clear. This is no ordinary toy. Whatever lies within that battered teddy bear holds a story only Suki knows, and he's not ready to let it go. The morning arrives heavy with fog, curling around the zoo paths like quiet ghosts. Inside the gorilla enclosure, Suki hasn't moved from his corner. The teddy bear is still locked in his massive arms, his head resting against it as though he's guarding a living heart. Anna arrives before sunrise, carrying a basket of fresh fruit and warm tea in her trembling hands. She stands at the glass, watching. The other gorillas shift restlessly, occasionally glancing at Suki, but they avoid coming too close. Even the playful juveniles stay on the opposite side, sensing something sacred and unapproachable. Anna calls softly, "Suki." "I brought mango, love." She lifts the bright slices toward him, hoping to catch his eye. Usually just the sight would have him bounding over with an eager grunt. But this time, Suki doesn't even glance up. He clutches the teddy bear tighter, rocking more slowly now, his broad back rising and falling with each deep, labored breath. Anna's heart twists as she watches his giant fingers carefully stroke the toy's torn fur, as if comforting a fragile child. Hours crawl by, Keepers try new enrichment toys, fresh bamboo leaves, and even recordings of familiar forest sounds. Nothing reaches him. Visitors gather in hushed clusters, many standing in tearful silence as they watch the usually lively gorilla turned into a living statue of grief. Children ask, "Why is Suki so sad?" Parents fumble for answers, some shaking their heads, some quietly wiping their eyes. Anna calls a staff meeting. They huddle in a small office, worry hanging heavy in the air. "We can't let him starve," a young keeper insists. "He hasn't eaten in days." "But if we try to take the bear, he could panic," another says, voice tight with fear. Anna rubs her forehead, her mind a whirl of worry and regret. "It isn't just an object to him," she says quietly. "It's something else. It's like he's protecting it, or mourning it." A silence falls over the group. Each person imagines Suki's trembling eyes, the way he curls around the toy like a mother shielding a baby from a storm. That evening, Anna decides to sit outside the enclosure alone. She watches Suki for hours, her breath fogging the glass. In the dim glow of the enclosure lights, she finally sees it. A single tear sliding down Suki's broad cheek, vanishing into the matted fur of the teddy bear. Anna presses her palm to the glass, her own tears falling freely. "I don't know what's in that bear, Suki," she whispers, voice shaking, "but I promise we'll find out. We'll help you. I swear it." As the last visitors leave and the zoo sinks into night, Suki remains in his corner, rocking. In that quiet, heavy darkness, he seems to shrink, his massive frame folded around a toy that holds secrets no human can yet understand. Outside, Anna makes a silent vow. Tomorrow, they will do whatever it takes to uncover the truth hidden in the teddy bear's torn seams, before it's too late to save the gentle giant who gave them his heart. Morning breaks cold and gray. Anna arrives at the zoo early, her heart pounding like a drum echoing through empty hallways. She clutches a small key in her trembling hand, the key to the medical prep room, where they keep the sedatives. Suki sits exactly where he was last night, the teddy bear still pressed to his chest. His eyes are sunken, fur damp from unseen tears. Every breath is slow and heavy, his massive chest rising like a mountain under a dark sky. Anna stands at the glass, whispering, "I'm so sorry, Suki." Her voice cracks. Behind her, the other keepers gather, each face pale with fear and sorrow. They know this is their last chance. Without intervention, Suki may not survive another day without food or water. But taking the bear from him feels like tearing away a piece of his soul. Anna takes a deep breath, then signals to the team. They move quickly but gently, preparing the tranquilizer dart. She steps into the enclosure first, moving slowly, her boots crunching softly against the straw. Suki's eyes flick up, wild and pleading. He hugs the bear tighter, letting out a low, shuddering rumble that vibrates through the walls. Anna stops, her own tears streaming down her cheeks. "I know, love. I know," she whispers. "I promise I won't let them hurt you." Behind her, a keeper fires the dart. It pierces Suki's thick shoulder, his muscles tense, eyes wide with betrayal and terror. He tries to stand but collapses after a few staggering steps, his hand still gripping the bear as his strength fades. Anna rushes forward, falling to her knees beside him. She cradles his massive head in her lap, stroking his fur as he slips into unconsciousness. "You're okay. I'm here," she repeats, voice shaking. With Suki finally still, the team gathers around. Anna reaches for the teddy bear, her fingers trembling as she lifts it from his slack arms. For a moment, the entire world seems to hold its breath. She notices a small, crudely stitched opening in the bear's back, hidden beneath layers of dirt and matted fur. Her hands shake as she begins to peel it open. Inside, she finds something that stops her heart. A small tuft of baby-fine fur and a faint crumpled piece of fabric that smells faintly of milk and old straw. It's a piece of blanket from the nursery, and the fur. unmistakably that of a baby gorilla. Anna's knees buckle. She lets out a strangled sob that echoes off the enclosure walls. One by one the other keepers see, and soon the entire team is crying openly. Memories flood back. Years ago, Suki had lost a baby in a tragic accident, a baby he adored and protected. Unbeknownst to the staff, someone must have hidden this keepsake inside the teddy bear, perhaps to comfort him. A detail lost to time, now reborn as a wound reopened. Anna clutches the bear to her chest, shaking. Oh, Suki, all this time. In that moment, every keeper understands. Suki wasn't just clinging to a toy. He was cradling the last piece of a life he couldn't save. Suki lies on his side, his giant frame rising and falling with each slow, drugged breath. The teddy bear rests beside him now, its seams open, its hidden secrets finally revealed to the world. Anna kneels by Suki's head, her hand trembling as she strokes his fur. Tears streak her face, falling onto the dirt below. Around her, the other keepers stand in a stunned circle, their eyes red and glassy. He was holding his baby all this time, Anna whispers, voice cracking with every word. He never let go. A young keeper drops to her knees, covering her mouth with both hands, sobbing into her palms. Another turns away, shoulders shaking as he wipes his face on his sleeve. The tiny tuft of baby fur and piece of nursery blanket lie gently cradled in Anna's lap. She holds them carefully, as if they might shatter with the slightest breath. For years they had been hidden, stitched into the teddy bear as a quiet, desperate attempt to comfort Suki after his loss. Suki stirs slightly, a low rumble echoing deep in his chest even in sleep. His giant hand twitches toward the bear, as if searching for it. Anna gently places the bear back into his arm, guiding his fingers around it once more. "There," she whispers softly, pressing her forehead to his massive knuckles. "I promise we'll never take it from you again." Slowly, Suki's breathing steadies, his arm curling around the bear instinctively, pulling it close. Even in sedation, his love and grief spill from every quiet breath. Word spreads quickly through the zoo. Staff members come and go, each one pausing at the enclosure, some leaving flowers or small notes pressed against the glass. Visitors stand in silent crowds, many crying openly as they watch the gentle giant holding his tattered bear. The vet arrives to check on Suki, but Anna refuses to leave his side. She explains what they found, her voice shaking with each sentence. The vet listens, tears welling in her own eyes, and simply nods. By late evening, Suki begins to wake. His eyes flutter open, foggy at first, then sharp and searching. He sees Anna and lets out a soft grunt, a sound of pain, but also recognition. Anna moves closer, holding the bear steady in his arm. "I know," she says, her own tears falling onto his fur. "I know what it means to you now." Suki blinks slowly, his gaze dropping to the teddy bear. With great effort, he shifts it even closer, tucking his chin against it. A deep, low moan rumbles from his throat, echoing off the walls like a final goodbye, whispered to the baby he couldn't save. Anna presses her forehead against the glass barrier one last time before leaving for the night. "Rest, sweet boy. You're not alone anymore. We all know now. We're here with you." As the zoo lights dim and stars prick the sky above, Suki remains in his corner, his arms wrapped around the bear. Even in the darkness, he holds on to memory, to love, to the only piece of his past that still beats quietly beneath the stitches. Dawn creeps softly across the zoo, spilling gentle light over the enclosure where Suki rests. His eyes remain closed, but his giant arms still cradle the worn teddy bear, as if he's holding the world's most delicate treasure. Visitors gather early, some standing silently, others pressing flowers and handwritten notes against the glass. Children ask questions in hushed voices, parents struggling to find words to explain a grief so deep and pure. News of Suki's story spreads like wildfire. Headlines appear everywhere. Gorilla's heartbreaking vigil for lost baby moves the world. Photos of Suki with the teddy bear flood social media, each image sparking tears and reflections across continents. Inside, Anna arrives before anyone else. She kneels at the glass, her face soft with exhaustion and relief. In her hands, she carries a small, framed plaque, engraved with simple words, "For the love that never let go." She steps inside the enclosure with slow, careful movements. Suki lifts his head slightly, his dark eyes locking onto her. A low rumble vibrates in his chest. Not a warning, but a greeting, a fragile thread of trust. Anna holds out the plaque, setting it gently on a rock near his favorite spot. She sits beside him on the ground, her voice barely above a whisper. "You don't have to hold this alone anymore, Suki. We all see him now. We all remember with you." Suki shifts closer, resting his head on his bear again, his breathing slow and calm. The other gorillas approach cautiously, sensing the change. One young female inches forward and sits near Suki, watching him carefully, her eyes wide with gentle curiosity. Visitors watch from outside, some with hands pressed to their hearts, others filming but lowering their cameras when they sense the sacredness of the moment. Days pass, and Suki gradually starts to eat again, though he never leaves the bear behind. He carries it gently from sun patch to shade, sometimes resting it in his lap as he chews leaves or nibbles fruit. The zoo builds a small memorial garden near Suki's enclosure, planting flowers and placing tiny statues of gorilla babies among them. Visitors are invited to leave letters and small plush animals in tribute. The garden quickly overflows with offerings from around the world, a living sea of love and shared grief. Anna returns each morning, always greeting Suki first. Some days she talks to him for hours, other days she sits in silence, her presence alone an unspoken promise. Scientists and animal behaviorists visit to study Suki's case, each leaving with a newfound respect for the emotional depth of animals. School programs begin teaching children about animal emotions, using Suki's story as a shining example. As the sun sets each evening, Suki often sits at the edge of his enclosure, the teddy bear wrapped in his arms, watching the sky turn gold and pink. In those moments, he no longer looks like a caged animal, but a father, a guardian, a soul who taught the world that love, even when silent, can roar louder than any voice. Suki's story is a powerful reminder that love and loss are not uniquely human. They live in every heartbeat, no matter the species. His unwavering devotion teaches us that grief is not a weakness, but a testament to how deeply we are capable of loving. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who needs to believe in the power of pure, unspoken love. Tell us in the comments, do you believe animals feel grief as deeply as we do? Have you ever witnessed an animal show an act of love that left you speechless? Thank you for watching, and remember, the bonds we hold close can echo louder than any words across every heart and every life.